right, so we should be live now. Um, so I haven't seen anything hit Twitter yet about this. If you switch over to YouTube, do you see anything over there, Matthew?
Oh, you came back.
Hey, I haven't seen anything yet about any of the updates. I'm looking here in this
The
the I rule the world MO is going nuts. Though. Of course, this guy never stops. He's constantly saying stuff.
Man, I don't see anything on Google News.
We still have 7 minutes until it was supposed to be getting underway. So,
Oh, here we go. OpenAI updates ChatGPT to new model that exhibits multi-step reasoning. That was 2 hours ago.
I'm gonna go over to OpenAI's actual site.
There's also their account on X, ChatGPT app.
I'm
Send that link over.
getting some bad alerts about our stream not receiving enough data to maintain.
I
So,
wonder if you need to up the bit rate. Let me see. Ooh, this says you need between 6 and 9,000 kilobits per second. And what'd you have it set to? 2,500?
I believe so. So let's up it to at least six. Probably should have typed this in. Clicking this 400 times is not fun. All right, I have updated the bit rate and it shows it's back connected. So let's see if we start getting a better stream going.
Hopefully that will clear it up.
Not showing any updates yet. If you go over to our stream, um, let me see here. Let's go over to YouTube and we'll do the Inception thing. No, set this over to just me for a second. Oh, that is creepy. Um, that is very creepy. All right, it is showing that it's still coming across, so all right, yeah. I've uh I've got it back over here. I think things are going okay now with the stream, or at least a little bit better. Sam Altman hasn't posted anything as of yet. All his stuff is back from the beginning of August. So I'm going to surf a little YouTube here and see if anybody else is watching this. The the I Rule the World just tweeted Some people just yap. I deliver God. Oh, you've got to love it. I don't know how to refresh this, so I'm just kind of hoping that our live is staying high enough stream now. It's been 4 minutes since I had a update on the health of it. So um, Google is doing their Made by Google keynote right now. It looks like. Um, I wonder if they would wait that. Rumor has it there's going to be more than just Q. It's gonna or Strawberry. It's gonna be the large language part as well. So it'd be interesting to see if we actually get more out of it than just Strawberry, or if we even get Strawberry. Last night when I looked, OpenAI on their YouTube channel did not have a live setup for today or anything. So yeah, looking here, it's still just that same short. So I mean, we're sitting on like 2 minutes until they should start showing something somewhere. I gotta think that if they were gonna make an announcement on something like this, it would be bigger. Hmm. Yeah, everything I have seen about it has talked like this was going to be tacking on an extra step, basically, um, in order to get all this to work. So it'd be interesting to see if that's all this amounts to in the end. That image was awesome too. Um, it was really impressive at how clean that looked. Sometimes ChatGPT feels sus. It's probably just my brain playing tricks on me or bias creeping, but sometimes things seem weird, like if my senses are deceiving me. X did an update apparently, and they're saying they're using Grok 2, which I haven't heard anything about Grok 2. Um, I know whatever comes out is going to have to be mighty impressive. Um, with the way that Sonnet and all of the Anthropic stuff has been. Is my audio coming in and out on your end? Okay. I didn't know if you were jumping back and forth with things or. So we're hitting all the normal normal places to look for AI news. I would put on the Google stream, but I'm a little nervous that if I put on that Google stream, we might get flagged for it. All right, let's see. I'm Googling that. There isn't much information about whether streaming Google Stream on YouTube will result in a takedown. There's additional information. Yeah. Um, if they consider it their copyrighted broadcast, it looks like they would boot us. So not a good. In your estimation of today, what would be a good drop? Do they have to go for AGI in order to be considered successful? They have really, really built up the hype train behind this. If this Sama or not Sama, if this I Rule the World is actually affiliated with OpenAI. All right, 2 minutes ago, we're releasing a new iteration of SWE Bench in collaboration with the original authors to more reliably evaluate AI models on their ability to solve real world issues. That doesn't really get us all the way to where we were looking, though. So, it's a subset of the original test from SWE Bench, including 500 samples verified to be non problematic by human annotators. Is this tied into OpenAI search by chance? Best performing AI model resolves 33.2% of the samples, more than doubling its previous score on the original SWE bench. Okay. We've got that. Download SWE Bench verified. I want to see the blog. Where's their for all this? They have stories. They have no announcements as of today on their like for business. Probably very well could be. That's an awful lot of hype to let just kind of slide. Um, huge told y'all. What is this? All right, let me pull up this guy's or this I rule the world. We're releasing, yeah. So, oh, this does go deeper. In collaborating with the original authors to more reliably evaluate AI models on their ability to solve real world software issues. So, this is deeper than just base testing there, it looks like. I totally missed that when I read it the first time. Software issues sourced from GitHub. Doesn't that make you feel good? Like, hey, we we've got this new stuff, and we took it from your code. That's how we taught it to code and fix errors, is by looking at your code. So I'm gonna roll back over and see what the general Twitter sphere is saying about all of this. There should be a little bit more in the way of information popping up around this as everybody gets a chance to read it too. Um, I I really thought that I had. Oh, okay. I'm on the for you. I need to be on the following. I was like, why is there all this Elon Musk, Donald Trump stuff when I'm trying to follow this? Gemini Live is coming out. It's letting users have in-depth and emotionally expressive voice chats with Google's AI chatbot on their smartphones. Thanks to an enhanced speech engine, you can interrupt Gemini now while the chatbot's speaking to ask follow-up questions, and it'll adapt to their speech patterns in real time. TechCrunch has an article out about it already. Go over here and see what they have to say. Uh, Most of this in the beginning is what we just read. Gemini Live is hands free if you want it to be. You can keep speaking with the Gemini app in the background or when your phone is locked, and conversations can be paused and resumed at any time. So, how might this be useful? Google gives the example of rehearsing for a job interview. Bit of an ironic scenario, but okay. Love how they write this. Like, yeah, you're going to get laid off. Then we'll help you practice for the interview. So, GPT's advanced voice it's rolling out, but it's not rolling out very fast to Plus users. I know there was a big wave a week or so ago, and there were a lot of videos that popped up about how it works. But I haven't seen anything beyond really what they did in their demo. Um, I know I've had quite a few conversations with the app, and I'm undecided as to how I feel about it. It's really useful to find out a little bit, but I definitely don't feel like I'm having a conversation. I feel like I'm being taught something every time I use it. It doesn't go like, oh, hey, he might be interested in this particular part just based off the conversation that we're doing. So it doesn't offer up new ideas into the conversation. Or at least that's been my experience with it. Um, how do you feel about that? I'm going to go over and see if there are any new models showing up in here. I don't see anything there. Let's go to the playground. So we have Mini 4.0, 4.0 Turbo, and then when you click in the more, there is that 8.6 model that they released a little while back, like a week or so ago. So are they just saying that 4.0 in general is now the large model? I'm asking it, is this the 405B model? So there's a lot of talk on here about OpenAI may respond on Thursday. So I wonder if this is like the precursor to be like, hey, we're going to throw this out here. Four large is here. We're going to throw the rest of it at you on Thursday. I Rule the World is saying, got to drop a fancy new benchmark to show you why our new model on Thursday is so good. Four large is here, or 4.0 large is here. Strawberries arrive on Thursday. Um, but I don't feel like them releasing this um, is that big a deal compared to what we were led to believe on the hype train. I mean, I've been wrong before, but it seems to me like releasing software development to try to counter what Google's doing over there is falling flat. Um, there's more than one model that has beat out OpenAI recently, so they really kind of have to step up the game in order to answer, especially with Anthropic and the developer community. Um, let's see. I'm in the following section, and there's a whole lot about Google right at the top because they're doing that announcement right now. So, wonder if I can go into the what's happening and get some stuff going over here. All right, there's an Open Storage Summit. And then Elon Musk. Let's see. Oh, that's in For You. Made by Google is trending. So let's look at this. Do the latest. Google 9 Pixel has been unveiled. Not the live demo of Gemini not working 2 times before we went through WTF. Gemini can now help you eat everything your favorite mukbanger ate in their videos. The new Gemini personal AI assistant on mobile goes beyond understanding your words to understanding your intent. So you can just be yourself. Well, that sounds an awful lot about like Facebook listening to you to better tailor ads to you, which I know is all conspiracy theory, but uh, they're so good at predicting what your behavior is going to be like. I feel like that's really what they can implement into AI and persuade you however they want. Psychologically, I think we're about to be very, very easy to manipulate as people. Now, I'm anxious to see too how advanced does your Android phone have to be in order to pick up these features. Um, so OpenAI has dropped a software testing tool that I haven't got a good grasp on exactly what it does yet, Emmanuel. Um, it's turning out to be the type thing to where I think Google's going to steal the show today, and we're going to have to see some kind of response from OpenAI later this week. So, just to answer the questions in the chat there, I I'm I think today is going to end up being Google's day for this. I guess they could always release Sora to the public. But even their people are claiming, hey, Sora is going to be dangerous. And I don't think they want to release that during a presidential election. I think it's dangerous for them to get to that point. Uh, and we don't really have a way to combat it either, other than saying, hey, look at the letters, look at the fingers, see if there's any problems. And I know that if I looked at my parents and I gave them 2 images and I said, is this one AI or is this one AI? Those are not the things they're going to look to. They're going to look to somebody that they trust, whether or not they're trustworthy, and they're going to say, hey, is this AI? And so what happens to that whole swath of society that's not paying attention to this? Um, so that's a big thing about why I think Sora is not being released yet. And we do have a few of those tools, but nothing really full mainstream public. Yeah. And the watermark idea, that's, I mean, that's always there, but the watermarks have traditionally been something that could be stripped easily if they're visible. Um, Unless they like embed it in what you're doing, I don't know how they're going to protect against people just removing the watermark and going. Um, I know I'm guilty of stealing images by just cropping that part out too. And AI generated video is no good if they block it. Yeah. So they're saying in the chat there are a few free video generation models out already. Are there any of them that will do over like a minute? Because everything I've seen has been super short if it was producing good stuff. Um, and the fingers and hands have been fixed by the open source teams. Yeah, I kind of don't know that I believe that the government is really blowing it away with these models. I've at least in the stuff I've seen, it kind of leads you to believe that maybe our government was asleep at the wheel as this came up. Um, I know that in the past, even with stuff like Pegasus, they paid for it in the beginning, um, and then they kind of took it and ran with it from there. So, but I mean, you could be right. They could be holding on to bigger things. They were using it to choose exactly what they wanted to attack. So our military's done that for the last 7 years or so. And that's just basic machine learning. Um, Now let's get me to 30K. Matthew, this may be something that we have to do then. You've got quite a bit of GPU power over on your side, don't you? We should try doing some longer videos and see. Um, do you do y'all have any recommendations for models to use for the video stuff? Anything you've seen that's particularly good? Because I'd love to pull it up and play with it. I'm running a Mac that doesn't have enough RAM, but I really think your system could handle that kind of thing, Matthew. Yeah. Does Pinocchio have anything listed on it? I know everything that I have tried to do with Pinocchio, I really, really had to wait and be patient, and then about 50% of the time it would fail on me. But that's also running it on a Mac with 8 gigs of RAM that can't really handle that. So I'm gonna have to do some reading on this SWE branch or bench rather, the benchmark test and see what's how that's implemented. I know all the API access I've done so far. It's been amazing the node integration that they've done with it. There's even the setup to where it can pull in your API key without necessarily having to do like the .env stuff to get it in. It knows to go out and search and find the API key for your account and roll with it. Um, I did run across an app for Mac too, or for iOS, that it would let you put in your API key, and from your API key, you could generate the voice stuff, which that might be a way to get more non-developers involved and pulling into this kind of thing. Your your 4 gigs of video memory that you're mentioning in the chat, that's I'm sure more than I've got on mine. Um, I've thought about trying to use something like the code spaces on GitHub and see what I could run out of there on their fake computers, especially or on their virtual systems, since they give you so much time for free. I think that might be a good way to have a little more computing power and really throw some things together. I know there's some VS Code extensions to pull that kind of thing in as well. Okay, I'm going to go back over to trending and go through over here and see if anything else is popping up. I really think OpenAI is going to hold back anything big until Thursday now. And them pushing the voice thing, I mean, with Google pushing that, they may go on and before Thursday start pushing out to all the Plus users the new voice model. It'd be nice. All the videos I've seen online look pretty fun. Um, yeah, yeah. It makes me want to go out and find all the possible options for how I could logically test AI now. Because I know the marble in the cup thing is that's a really awesome test to do. Um, I agree. Code Spaces is just okay. It's I guess it would be good if you were working off of like an iPad though. It'd give you a full interaction that way. Um, Google IDX just really felt like a copy of Code Spaces to me. And I know they're both running off of the VS Code system, but that I don't feel like IDX would give you much of an advantage there either. But it's still going to be stronger than my current laptop. Um, Matthew over there, he keeps showing me all the awesome demos from running LLMs on his system, and it's just it just makes me jealous. It's the only thing that makes me think I might want to go Windows. Do you want to share out your screen on Discord and I'll try to pull it over here? Y'all bear with us a little bit. This is our first time doing a live stream on one of here. Ooh, 32 gigs of RAM. That makes me so jealous. 28 of VRAM. Oh, I was stupid when I bought my MacBook. I don't know why I ever thought 8 would be enough. Oh, it should. I think it should be illegal for them to sell 8 gigs in one of these. Even this stream, like right now, is using like over 85% of my RAM at times. So it's all over the board. Yeah, Matthew. As soon as you get it shared out, I'll do a window share.
If others in here, we can try. I don't know.
Right, I'm gonna pop this window out. Let's see here. I'm gonna do my best to not share the wrong thing here. All right, window capture. And I've got Discord here, but it's stuck on the percent. So I think that is something we're going to have to work on aside from this. All right. Yeah, let's see. I got a lot of control center, properties, sound source, system, appearance. It does not let me scroll into any of this. It's not showing Discord as a potential item. Bento box.
And then when you do that, minimize it.
There we
Like, don't
go.
close it, but minimize it, and then it should hopefully give you the option.
I've at least got you up here. So, Silly Tavern is what you're using for this?
Yeah, so we've got to give a persona name. Got any ideas?
Oh. Um, let's see. You could always go with Jarvis. Jarvis never gets old.
All right. I have no idea what I'm doing here, so we're gonna experience this and see what happens. Okay, click the plug and select a chat API. Oh, I need to. I don't have the local. If I had the local one running, I could probably get it working. Ah,
Tiny Llama. Would Tiny Llama require an API? I don't know
probably.
if Tiny Llama would let you, like, how much it'll actually let you put through it too, though.
Let me see what this is gonna do. I'll bring this out the way. It may let me. May let me get one. Let's find out. This old subdomain is retired. Okay, so apparently this registration is not working. All right. Well, we will continue on to something else because there's plenty more. So here's where I was. Silly Tavern. AI Town. I've wanted to try this one, but I think this one.
Is that
I think
similar to
this one.
Gather? Virtual
I think
town.
so.
It's a virtual town where,
Oh yeah, Mac and Linux only. That's disappointing.
oh,
So I
you
can't do
create your
that
own
one.
people though. Bark Voice. Sometimes I
Yeah, we
wonder
know
because
that.
these take quite a bit of time to implement, and you still see people like left and right building just the craziest stuff. Um,
Stable Audio, Augment Toolkit, Llama Factory, Invoke, Open UI. I did check that one out at one point. It kind of works like the Vercel V0, but it's all local. Lobe Chat.
have you found very many of these that when you fire it up, it can produce a result quickly without being just a basic LLM? Like as far as video and images and things like that, are there any of them that will actually make something fairly fast?
Let's find out. Let's try this one.
Also, it might be good to mention like what kind of processor you're running on and how much RAM you've got going and that kind of thing too.
Let me. That's what I have installed. Get the specs. Uh, There we go. So 10900 KF. It is slightly overclocked, even though it doesn't say it here. 64 gigs of RAM, and then a GTX 4090.
Doing that, I'm gonna keep checking on the
This
Strawberry account, which I've just about decided that this Strawberry man is human and just there to try to hype train for OpenAI.
and then you find out he's not human. It's gonna break your brain.
He put one by one, they have come true. I am God. You know, if it were AI and OpenAI were using this as a hype mechanism, saying things like I am God is not going to serve them well.
That's true.
Google's got 10 voices, it's totally interruptible, free flowing conversation. And they said during the Keynote, it's going to understand the intent from your voice and adapt conversationally to you. Real time, that's going to take quite a bit of computing power, I would think.
This
So,
thing
what are
is
we doing with
installing.
this one?
This one's supposedly some kind of image generation. I'm just having to do the initial install of it.
So, I Rule the World just tweeted that they have no affiliation with OpenAI. So, I wonder at the same time, you get stuff like that, and then you get tweets like this. On Thursday, I'll have more followers than Elon Musk, or I'll never tweet again. Well, if it's an AI model, it would just fall off the face of the earth. If it's promotional, it could just fall off the face of the earth.
How do you
So,
know?
yeah, how do you know? And at what point does the line get crossed?
So many installation packages. Oh, it's just downloading a convenient 2.4 gigs of data.
Nice little chunk to keep things going. Oh my gosh, I can remember the days when that would have taken days to download.
Yeah,
Um, and if you live
51
in rural
kilobits
parts of
per second.
America, yeah, you live in rural parts of America without the Wi-Fi or without the wireless network, you would be just up a creek. I guess Starlink
There's
now.
still there. Oh
Starlink's
yeah,
amazing for that.
not counting Starlink. There's definitely still some places out here where it's that off the grid.
I just remember how proud Satellite was of their internet and how bad the latency was and consistency for the signal. And it never felt like it was worth what you paid for it. Um, there was no point
The
where you
wind,
felt like you were getting enough value on it.
the wind has blown 30 degrees to the east. Internet connection gone.
Oh no, there's a cloud.
Yeah, poof, it's gone.
So this is all just to get to a place to where you can prompt it. Yikes. We've only got about 15 minutes left to stream. I really wish we had a mechanism to take bets on whether or not this is going to get running before we have to end the stream.
I know it. I feel like we'll get lucky, but then again, I don't know what all's involved in this. What does it say? Oh, installing clip. I was hoping somewhere in here it would tell me how many packages it's going to pull in. I mean, it's doing things, so that's good.
Yeah.
See if we
Has
go
the
to.
ETA portion been working correctly?
I don't ever trust that.
This feels like the 90s and trying to load up Doom or
Oh,
Duke
oh
Nukem.
no.
We're waiting on it to load in and seeing all the chunks of code like flying by.
Okay, there we go. I got the CPU GPU thing going over here.
Oh, let me get my face out of there.
Wish I wish I could control what I want to show here. Like maybe I don't want to see all these. That's cool. Somebody. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's better. So we got lots of CPU at the moment, some GPU, and not a lot of internet traffic. So it seems like
But it's still
it might.
installation, and if it's
Yeah,
using this
it's
much for installation, the RAM is gonna really get choked when. Well, actually, you've got enough RAM that it'll feed it into the processor fast enough. I really, I'm anxious to see
yeah,
how that's gonna
yeah. From
attack
just the
your system.
install, it's of course I have other apps running, but all in all, between everything going right now, 30 gigs of RAM being used. I am hoping we will. I'm hoping we will see
Oh,
this.
maybe it'll pull up. Maybe.
I mean, it's definitely still doing stuff because I can see the CPU fluctuating. And then normally once it's installed, it should have a start button over here. And that stuff really doesn't take long at all. It's just these initial, like the first time you install the app, it has to go through all this stuff. And I wish
How do you
I
spell
wish you could,
how
huh?
do you spell Pinocchio for anybody that's wanting to download this? It's
Here, I'll bring it over.
it's a weird spelling.
Pinocchio. Pinokio. Pinocchio. Install, run, and control. Wow. Oh, things are definitely happening. I can feel the sluggishness. All right, here we go. Yeah, so you basically just install it and just know that your computer's probably going to come to a crawl when you start trying to run things. There's so much. This is crazy. Okay. Where are we at now? Still installing requirements.
It's moving very, very, very slowly. CPU's running at 50, 75%,
Yeah, it's hovering. It's kind of fluctuating.
which that's about what mine's running just doing the stream, so I can't say anything.
All right, well, while that loads, I do have. Oh, there we go. 7 of 7 shell.run. Okay. For some reason, I didn't see that before. So we actually might be close. Right down here.
I need to edit the description of this live stream to say OpenAI was a dud today, but Google had some really cool announcements.
Oh, launching web UI with components. Or arguments, sorry. Maybe you're thinking about components. Total VRAM 23,028, I think it is. I think we're gonna get it. Oh, oh, it's doing it.
All right.
Come on.
So, what do we might have time to pull off something here. What do we want to try with this?
I don't know. Yeah, not all of these take this long, but some of them, it's just so much to initialize and set up. It's kind of amazing. The fact that you can do this stuff at just the click of a button, couple buttons.
Is exactly why AI regulation will fail.
Yeah, it's only going to
There's
get easier. Okay,
it's
so
it will fail unless they're able to track which install it ran off of. And even then, somebody that wants to get around it can get around it.
we can actually
Okay.
go
So
TV
this is going to be
local
nice to see
host
what pops up here.
60. So you could do it in their direct terminal, or you can open up the same thing in the browser. I kind of like the browser version. It's little more room. Okay, text to image. What do we want?
That's a that's a really good question there. I didn't think we'd get it up in time.
The Jarvis eating strawberries.
It's going to be like, who is Jarvis?
We're just gonna leave this as I'm not gonna touch anything,
Try
and
Iron
we're
Man
just
eating strawberries, and let's see if it'll do it with it being like copyrighted stuff,
all right. I'm
or
gonna
if there's
bring
any
this
kind of
over.
safeguards on it.
So the cool thing here is we can actually watch all of the things going over here. So when I hit generate, this is actively logging out what's going on. So how long this will take, I don't know. But maybe not long. 5% already. 10%. Okay, this isn't too bad. This does bring back the satellite internet era. Like you're waiting to get that one page to load.
It's coming along though. It's doing its thing.
Let's check our usage here. What do we have? 80% GPU. That's not bad. 80% CPU, 80% GPU, 32 gigs of memory.
Do you
Okay.
have any kind of special cooling system on yours?
Yeah, I've got the all-in-one liquid cooling, so I don't have to deal with that. So if we go over here, I've got core temp running, and we could actively view. So that's about where it should be, in the 50s, with everything running. So that's not bad with everything pegged like that. At most, if it's like a super hot day, it'll get up toward the 70s, but not much really past that.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 minutes. 3 minutes for it to pull off what it's gonna do.
Close. It's 80%.
Oh,
What if this is
17
just
of
like the
20.
pre-phase?
Oh my gosh. I went into the into OpenAI's playground this morning, and I started asking it questions that I thought would trigger the safety. So, like the first one I said is because I know that everybody has been going after the stuff about Donald Trump in the AI.
Oh,
Oh, hey,
there it is. That looks
did a
amazing.
great job.
And look, we have the reflection of the strawberry. That is
Oh man,
amazing. That is incredible.
I
And
love
all
it.
done locally. All done locally.
No, I asked
And
it
what
questions just to see if it would shut me down, and I was like, "Tell me Trump's top lies." And because I figured as soon as it saw Donald Trump in there, it would shut it down. It didn't. It gave a
here we
full
go. Donald
response, no safety on it. Um, but
Donald
Donald
J.
Trump
Trump
hugging Jeffrey
eating a Pop
Epstein or
Tart.
something.
No, I can't do that. I'm
Donald
gonna
Trump
Donald
eating a
Trump
Pop Tart off of Jeffrey Epstein's chest.
uh with Joe Biden. We'll do that.
We should ask the question, did Congress actually do anything to? No, it's the voices that they did something to make illegal, right? Like you can't copy their voice, but then again, there's that Twitch channel that's nothing but that.
We want to do that. Donald J. Trump eating a Pop Tart with Joe Biden on a playground. I feel like we can do a better
Yeah.
setting. All right, let's do
No, that's
that.
fine. That's fine.
All right,
All right, one
GPU
minute.
waits. All right, this is definitely going to take longer than that, but it didn't take that long.
We're 0 of 20 on the bottom one and 1 of 20 on the top one.
Now we're
There's
10.
my alarm to shut down the stream. Let's see.
Hey, we got
Oh,
one generation out on the stream.
I
Tune
would
in
think
next
it would
time.
shut you down if it were going to shut you down, it would shut you down right now.
But it's not because it's local. Like it's I think because it's open source, like there's no threshold to it. I mean, I'm sure they have some stuff in there. Like yeah.
So if you're listening to this either live or you're watching the recap of the stream or anything, if you think that this would make an interesting podcast or something to that effect, make sure you let us know. We've been kind of kicking around ideas to connect more and to be more on social media rather than just having the Help Code It site, providing beginning coders with information. We're also doing workshops over there. So if you decide you want to jump in, we've got one on AI prompting. It's a short one. It'll be tomorrow night, and it's just kind of going over ways to get AI to work for you with your prompts, so that it doesn't just spit out an answer, but rather it like works as an educator to help teach you things. Um, the example we're going to use is going to be very similar to what VS Code produced in their video this week. We're gonna be using it to um, try to get it to teach us regex in there and see how it performs with that and those types of questions. Um, we may also look at creating agents as part of it and create an agent with that prompt so that you can just tell it, I'm learning APIs, teach me the async and fetch method of doing it, things like that.
All right, here we go. We're at 95%.
All right, let's see what happens here. 100% and come on. Oh man, Joe Biden's not letting him eat that Pop Tart at all.
Ooh. Okay, it upscaled it. It upscaled it. All right, what do we got?
Oh, what is coming out of his mouth? It's like a pencil was in the Pop Tart.
Oh man, this is amazing. Look at the hands. The hand looks
It did.
believable.
It did. It nailed it. Well, except for it's missing a finger.
Well, it's
Maybe he
behind
ate his
there.
finger. Well,
He's
got to hold it at the right angle. Oh, wow.
he's he's tickling the Pop Tart.
That's very good. That's very good. Well, that's where I'm going to have to cut the stream today. Um, I've got another
It's
meeting I've got to
amazing.
jump over to. We need to do these more often, though. I think this has been good. But anyways, if you're watching with us, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Happy coding.